I love Delta. They told me to pretend like my leg hurt, and they put me in the wheelchair, put me on the plane. So I pretended like my leg hurt.
All right then.
And that's what we doing.
Top of the road, free ride.
Free ride. Ooh, I thought my oh, we gotta turn it around. Oh, we gotta turn around. Oh, this is professional. They gotta go backwards.
Yeah, down the jetway.
Down the jetway. Oh yeah, don't want nobody to fall. Yeah. And look at this one right here. See her back up. See her back up. All right, this is what we're doing. Ooh, my leg hurt. Ooh, ouch. Ouch. Who you calling a slut? Did you call me slut? She said you slut?
No, I did that.
Hold on. What did she say?
She said slut.
No, I did not.
She said
yes,
slut.
you did.
I have an accent.
Okay, say
Spanish.
Okay, you ain't Spanish.
Yes, I am.
She's from Panama.
I'm from Panama,
you blankish.
Right.
Yo say Panamanian.
You ain't Spanish.
Yes,
you ain't Spanish.
Yes,
you ain't Spanish.
In America, they pretty much don't give you the real story at all. So you're slaves and masters. You see, it's a big difference. It makes the black Americans grow up with a built-in inferiority switch that is always in the shadows, if you really believe you come from slavery. There's a lot of questions to be had about all of that. Lots of black people don't come from a slave background but don't know it. We all believe we come from one giant slave. You dig? Or from some plantation.
And then in that, then they started to supplant the fact that anybody dark-skinned was basically a slave from Africa, which is not true.
When you look at the origin of Afrocentrism, you find that it is rooted in European ideology. The definition of Afrocentrism is centered on or derived from Africa or the Africans, emphasizing or promoting emphasis on African cultures and the contributions of Africans to the development of Western civilizations. Africa became the cradle of mankind by a European by the name of Charles Darwin when he wrote The Descent of Man in 1871, even though he also spoke that there were already Europeans in Europe before the African left Africa. And in this Descent of Man, he wrote how Africans all descended from primates in Africa, while there was a distinct race of Europeans in Europe. So when you look at it, the European is actually superior in this concept that they created by saying we only came from Africa and only Africa.
Listen up! Y'all don't understand. This land that you stand on, that you think is America, this is actually Africa.
Because you can see how America and Africa fit together like a puzzle. I even went so far as one day to cut out this edge on the map and cut out this edge of the map and bring the two together, and they fit together perfectly.
Drew Ali was telling people that this was the case. He referred to the Americas as Northwest Africa and Southwest Africa, at least in the official literature. Which means that while Africa is home, so is America. Right. So next time somebody says, why don't you go back where you came from? Say, I'm where I was.
You used to live with the Indians, right?
For a while, in my youth.
That's where you learned about tracking and hunting.
That's right.
And you taught my dad all that?
I did.